All right, I think we are live now. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the Librarian Spotlight. If you can hear me, please kindly leave a comment in the chat so that we can hear you. How are you doing? Tell me, how did your day go? How did please kindly leave a comment on the chat on the comment section so that I can see us. How are we doing this evening? All right, let's just keep it coming. We have 1 minute um to send in where you are coming from. And please, if you're joining us for the very first time, please let's know where you're chatting us from. Let's know where you are chatting us from. Let's know where you're connecting from. We would love to call out, recognize you this evening. So once more, you are highly welcome to the Librarian Spotlight July edition. It's been a roller coaster for us here at the Librarian Spotlight, and we've been having an amazing time, having wonderful guests come on board and interview them and recognize them for the wonderful work they are doing here in the librarianship field. My name is Victoria Edozie, and I am also known as the Librarian of the Now, and I will be your co-moderator or the moderator for this event this evening. So once more, you're welcome. Welcome on board. Our guest is already here, and I'm sure she is ready for us this evening. You're highly welcome once more. You're welcome once more. You are welcome once more. So I'll just give us 1 minute to, throw in, send us your name for us to get to introduce ourselves, and then we will dive right in. Okay? All right. I'll be back. All right, beautiful. Okay, welcome. All right, you're welcome back to the Librarian Spotlight July edition. Okay, we have someone that seems like my namesake, Victor Damos, but he did not place his location. We'll have to know where you're watching from. Okay, I can also see Mr. Joseph Uzochukwu. He said he's joining from Suleja, Niger State. You're highly welcome, Mr. Joseph. Thank you for joining us in the Librarian Spotlight this evening. We are delighted to have you here with us. Okay, let's see if we have any other person. All right, okay, yes, we have Iyabo. Please kindly tell us where you're joining us from. Okay, Victor Silvanus says he's watching from Abuja. You're highly welcome. We are glad to have you here with us. So moving right into it, because we cannot wait to digest the loads of information that will be coming from our guest for the night. I want to quickly say that it was amazing working on the video of our guest today, and I was blown away by the wonderful profile which she has and which she possesses, and I'm sure we'll be learning so much. So I urge you to please grab your pen and your paper. So we are talking about Mrs. Naomi, and she is a wonderful person doing so well in the librarianship profession. Of course, you know that the librarianship profession is out to recognize recognize as people who are doing outstanding well in the librarianship field. And who knows, one day you'll be sitting on this seat. So what you have to do is to make yourself outstanding, ensure you're doing so much, and so that you become recognizable soon in the future. So get your pen and a paper and let's dive into what we have to do this evening. Once more, my name is Victoria Edoze, and it is a privilege having you here, having everyone here on this librarianship spotlight. Okay, so moving on, we are going to be welcoming our guest, our host for the night, in the person of Mr. Sylvester Ebono. Mr. Sylvester Ebono, as I would always say anytime I'm privileged to sit here, that first of all, he is my coach, someone I admire so much and look up to when it comes to librarianship, and his passion and his drive for professionals and for young people always keeps him going, always inspires us to keep going also when it comes to librarianship. And he is someone I would like to say that is out to bring out the best in everybody, especially when it has to do with librarians who are doing so well, or who are finding it difficult to pitch their tent somewhere in the librarianship field. And of course, is our host of this wonderful program. You are highly welcome, sir, Mr. Sylvester Ebono. Thank you
Thank
so much
you.
for coming on, and thank you for the privilege of moderating this super session. You're highly welcome, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Victoria. Thank you for being the amazing moderator for this program. Thank you so much. I
Welcome.
believe everyone can hear me loud and clear. And you look beautiful this evening, Victoria. well well done.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So, everyone, Victoria is one amazing person that God has blessed us with in the Librarian Spotlight. Most of the video content you see on our pages, especially on the Librarian Spotlight, is produced by this young librarian. And I celebrate you, Victoria, for everything you do for us. Thank you so much. And right away, I would like to go straight into playing a documentary of our honoree for today. But before we do that, in our previous edition, I talked about briefly one of the things that keeps us going in what we currently do. It's not like we have so much support, but we really appreciate the few people who support what we do. And so please pardon me to take one message from one of those people who provide support for what we do. Okay, before we get started, I'd love to quickly share a library solution offered by one of our sponsors, a Lagos-based company transforming libraries in Africa through technology. LibTech has over 15 years experience in executing library projects across the country. And here's one of their projects implemented at the Department of Geology, University of Ibadan, as you can see on the screen. They've actually developed an integrated library software called Active Shelf, which helps to integrate local collections, open access resources, and paid subscriptions. As you can see, the interface presenting results in one search so that your library users do not have to move from one platform to another when doing their research. If you purchase this solution, you actually gain access to over 1 million free ebooks and journals for your institution, cutting across different disciplines. Active Chef can be customized to suit your organization's brand, and for this particular demonstration, this interface is that of the Nigerian University of Technology and Management, Lagos State. Finally, I would love you to know that Active Chef also comes with a back-end interface that helps the library carry out automation activities like user management, cataloging with Z39.50 protocol, local external data export, and circulation operations. So on the screen now, you can see our core benefits of LibTech solutions. And for further information, we would love to recommend you take a screenshot and reach out to them via the contact information showing right now. Yeah. So, having said that, I would love to introduce to us the librarian of the month of July in the person of Naomi Ubogu. So the next thing you see right now is a documentary that tells us more about Naomi. But first of all, let me show you how beautiful she looks today. Good evening, mom.
Everyone.
Good evening.
Good
How are
evening.
you, ma?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for being here today. And how is it UK or Abuja? How it's where
um,
you are today?
yes, I'm currently in the UK and everything is okay. Yeah, it's fine.
All right. Thank you so much. So pardon us. Give us a few moments to introduce you properly to our viewers.
Introducing our distinguished librarian of the month for July 2024, Naomi Ubogu, a well-rounded certified librarian in library management, automation and digitization, and an exceptional leader recognized all over for her contribution in the digital field. Naomi Ubogu
is a proficient information professional with extensive experience and a solid academic foundation in library and information studies. She holds a Master's of Arts from Aberystwyth University, UK, and a Bachelor of Science from University of Nigeria and a Diploma in Library Science from Delta State University. Throughout her career, Naomi has demonstrated exceptional expertise in various facets of library and information management. Notably, she played a pivotal role in the development and management of the Nigeria Governors Forum Library. Her position as Senior Librarian and Manager at the Nigerian Governors Forum saw her spearheading the establishment of fully automated library from the scratch, including the development of an e-library, digital repository, and the implementation of library policies and procedures. Her expertise extends to knowledge management and archiving, coordinating archives access, digitization projects, and metadata collection. Naomi holds certifications like Certified Librarian of Nigeria and Certified Customer Service Professional and actively engages in continuous learning. Recognized for her achievements, Naomi received awards such as the Massachusetts Institute of Technology Chief Data Officer Ambassador and the National Youth Service Corps Award of Recognition. She has contributed to library science through research publications and presentations on automation and digitization. Naomi's strong organizational skills, proficiency in database and project management, and ability to adapt to diverse environments make her well suited for leadership roles in information management.
Our dear viewers, ladies and gentlemen, please help me in receiving a researcher, a digital queen, and most importantly, our librarian of the month for July 2024, Naomi Ubogu.
Wow. 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 What an amazing profile. Wow. Thank you so much for being here, Ma. We're excited to have you here. We're excited to have you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Thank
Clear.
you.
Very clear. Yeah.
How is it that one person has this so much profile? It's something I know our viewers would love to learn about today. So what I would just suggest is, our dear viewers, if you have questions, if you have comments to make, please drop them in the comment section, and we will feature those comments. But first of all, before we get started, I would like to quickly say congratulations to Madam Naomi on your graduation from the Aberystwyth University in Wales. Congratulations, Ma. I learned this was recently, right?
Yes, it was on Friday. That's yes. No, on Thursday, 2 days ago. Yeah.
Now, please, can you share with us why are you this? Why? What brought about this passion for librarianship? I know you from that documentary we watched. You started with diploma in library science, and then library and information science from University of Nigeria, and now in the UK you're also studying a library and information science related course. Your masters, you just grabbed your masters over there. Why? What's the passion for library and information science, please?
Okay, so firstly, let me start by thanking you for I'm thrilled to be honored here today as Librarian of the Month. And I also want to recognize the Librarian Spotlight Programme for reaching out to librarians that have done so well, especially in Africa, showcasing what they've done. Is a very good initiative, and I really say kudos to the organization team that have done this, have put this together. To your question, what has really been my driving force and my passion for librarianship is all about. I started, let me say, quite early. I love books. I remember growing up, I borrow books from my neighbor. We usually do book exchange. So I've really always fallen in love with books. So when I finished my secondary school, I never really knew that there was a course known as library science. So I think I wanted to do something on mass communication. And then writing jam, I couldn't get my jam scores too high. So I decided to go for a diploma in Delta State University, Abuja. And there and then I saw the course library science. And, I read little about it. And I just felt it was all about books. I love books. Why don't I go for it? So yeah, I took the shot. I started the diploma. I started it and I fell in love with it. So now, one major driving force for me at that point in time was the head of department at the Delta State University Diploma Program. Oh my God.
Wow.
Professor Gabi Obaru. She did so well
Wow.
that I fell in love with the course immediately. I loved how she was teaching us then. Her tenacity, you could see the drive, the passion. And yeah, that was where it all started from. And I knew at that point in time I was going to be a librarian and I was going to keep on going to, bring taking programs and just go ahead with this course. So if you can see
Amazing.
my track record, I've not really deviated from librarianship. It's been
Exactly.
consistent from diploma and all that, and here we are today.
Yeah. You've really been consistent. And for mentioning Professor Obaru, yeah, she's been an amazing person in Delta State University. That's a very good comment to make. So very quickly, I'm going to be diving into some questions, and I know you're familiar with these pictures. Some of them, okay, yeah, I got some of these pictures from your LinkedIn. And one striking thing about why you are here today is what you have done at the NGF Library, the Nigerian Governors Forum Library. So first, I would like to have an idea, ma. Um, or let's just come from your graduation for someone who has had a taste of learning professionally, both locally and internationally, studying library and information science. What would you say are the similarities or new knowledge that you've acquired from this recent degree that you just gained?
Okay, so reflecting on the similarities and new knowledge acquired from pursuing a Master's of Arts degree in Information and Library Studies at the Abuja State University, I can confidently say that I've identified several key points with specific examples. One is the core principles of librarianship. That has not changed. That is a similarity that has been consistent both in Africa, in Nigeria. When I'm talking about the core principles, I'm talking about information organization. I'm talking about access to information and retrieval. I'm talking about ethics and the legal aspect. It's the same thing. It hasn't changed. The way libraries are organized for easy accessibilities of materials is the same. It didn't change. When I visited a lot of libraries, my academic library at the Abuja State University, the organization is still the same thing. Organization of politically arranged on the shelf for easy retrieval. That is a core similarity that's been there for a very long time and is consistent. And then another aspect also to take note of as a similarity is focus on technology.
Yeah.
Technology library management system is also consistent. In Africa, in Nigeria today, a lot of libraries are automated. Same here. We can say, okay, different technology deployed, but technologically focus on technology is still consistent in libraries. Libraries in Africa, in Nigeria, they've evolved. We are no longer dealing with traditional libraries. So yeah, that's been consistent. And then as for new knowledge gained, I've been able to gain global perspective on information science. I'm talking about international standards and practice. We've got different international standards and practice, and we are familiar with the AACR2, which everyone is all about, knows all about. We talk about a diverse users' needs. That is also what I've also learned. Over here, the libraries over here, they cater so much for, they even have a space for disabled, so there are special needs for special users. That is something that I've learned. Yes, inclusivity is very, very key over here. And it's something that I also want to, take as something that I've learned and also implement it back home in libraries, to bring everyone under one roof. The library should be an open space that welcome everybody, be it crippled, be it people with special needs, they should have their space in the library. So, and also I've also learned about emerging technologies and trends over here. There are a lot of technologies that have been deployed in terms of easy accessibility to book. We've got different style of displays in the library. At the NGF library, we've got a digital signage, but I've seen things that they've used over here that are more than digital signage. I've seen self-checkout machine that even if a librarian is not on ground, libraries are able, library users are able to still access the library. So there are lots, professional networking and collaboration. There are things I'm going to take back. A lot of them. So yeah. Advanced research method is there, data analytics in library, analyzing library data. I've seen library data has been used to analyze and used for, decision making in organization over here. So that is something that is a new knowledge for me, and it's quite interesting.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, Les, because these are areas I really hope that libraries over here back home, that we begin to try our hands on and valuing data. So now, like I was trying to say, one of the major reasons why we have spotlighted you, Ma, is because of the transformative work that you carried out at the NGF library. Now, I've not been there in person, but what I see in pictures is really amazing. For instance, I noted a part where you informed me about how you started the library from scratch. So I don't know, for those who are watching right now, they may want to learn about how you envisioned this whole idea and what was the state of the library before you turned it to the current state of the art library that it is today. Because seeing and watching your documentary, everything was really inspiring. So we would like to learn about your achievements and how this library came about, from ideating it using a 3D design and all that. These are areas where many librarians may not even think about, but would like to, I don't know, just get an idea from you on how this all started, Ma.
Okay. So the starting point of the Nigerian Governors Forum Library, I always call that starting point the evolution. I've written an article on that. So the evolution of the NGF library is where the library started in 2018, August to be precise. I got engaged as a librarian for the Nigerian Governors Forum Secretariat in Abuja. And during the process of the interview, basically engaging you as a librarian, you're definitely going to work in a library. And so the day I resumed, it was the day for me to see the library. I had the hope of thinking that, when I walk into the space, I would definitely see a library standing. But when I got there, it was just empty shelves that I met on ground, tables and chairs. Some of the shelves were closed, not normal library shelf that, library shelves are supposed to be open, beautiful books displayed for easy accessibility and retrieval. So that was the space I was given in 2018. But to me, that space was enough for me to start a library. It was a beautiful space. So they walked me the document. So prior to that, I'd made my research on the collections of the NGF. Before the interview, I'd gone to the website, check what their collection is all about. So to help me with classifying the documents and cataloging the documents. So the starting point was 2018, which was the evolution. I got there, I started sorting books, weeded what needed to be weeded at, and there we started. And the evolution, books started growing, the collection started growing tremendously, because of the uniqueness of the NGF library collections and the uniqueness of our stakeholders and development partners. We have a lot of special resources coming in, and how am I able to keep track of those resources? We take proper track of those resources, but the library is growing and the space was becoming small, and that was what bettered the transformation of the NGF library, which are currently seen on the screen today. So we moved from the evolution to the transformation. In the year 2020, we started the process of, I started the process of the transformation by thinking outside the box. I did not want to get most of the things I couldn't get right in the first one because I was given a space. I didn't want that to repeat itself because I've been given opportunity to set up another one, the transformation. So what did I do? I started researching about libraries abroad. I took a lot of time to reach out. I reached out to my then class rep at the University of Nigeria. Kingsley is his name. I think he's currently in the Netherlands. He's done his PhD. I reached out to him. I came up with a concept note, by the way. So after writing the concept notes, I engaged him in conversation to get more ideas. We had a series of meetings, virtual meetings, and I shared my concept notes with him just to allow him review it. And he said it was fine. There was nothing to review in there. So he was the one that suggested that the only thing I needed to do with my concept note was to transform my concept note into a 3D. So if I had not reached out to him, I wouldn't even get the idea of transforming my concept note into a 3D. And that was exactly what I did, because having that 3D was like a guiding step for me to say, okay, this is what I have as a plan and this is what I want to achieve. So basically the transformation contains 3 sessions: the reader session, the reference session, which also contains the workstation, shelf session, and we had a little realization lounge, a spot where staff, because it's a special library meant for, where staff can just sit, unwind, relax. We have a coffee session in the library as well. So the idea is not to make the library
you can drink
boring.
coffee in the library.
Yes, there's a spot you can actually take coffee, sip of tea. Yeah, so
many of our users have the idea that librarians do not allow users to eat or drink in the library.
No, the last library I just toured on Tuesday, the Library of Birmingham, is actually in a mall in Birmingham. We have a lot of shops. Yes, that's the biggest library in England, biggest public library in England.
So it's not in a very quiet or serene environment, right?
No, and a lot of tourists are coming in there, having fun, and it's beautiful. So wow. Yeah, because we've moved from the traditional libraries. Now we're in the digital age, and we're talking about artificial intelligence. So librarians need to move with the trend of technology.
A lot of things are happening. A lot of things are changing.
A lot, and at the speed of light, things are changing. So ability to keep track of these changes and follow suit with these changes is very, very important. So, and
let me show them what the library you were describing used to look like briefly. So this was the empty shelf you were talking about, right? Yeah. So the empty room, this was what was given to you. Can you unmute your mic? Unmute your mic and speak. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So what you're actually saying now is the moving process from the old library to the new library. So this space, when I came in, these books you are seeing now were not there. They were in a storage outside.
Yeah.
Separate storage. So, but those are the shelves I was talking about. So one side of the shelf were totally closed up.
Yes. Wow.
So I had to call someone to remove the doors of the side of the shelf. So we now had,
yes.
Shelves that were standing open.
And then you transformed it to what we're seeing right now.
Exactly. So this is the transformation.
Oh my goodness. So this is really beautiful. But then I don't know. Pardon me. I would like to ask. I'll ask questions about this screen I'm seeing here. I'm going to ask questions
Okay.
about that screen because I love that idea in the library. I've seen that in many libraries abroad because I also take examples from libraries outside this country. So, but the question I want to ask your libraries for those watching, what category does it fall under? Is it a public library? Is it a special library? Is it a private library? What category does this library fall under?
The library fall under the category of a special library because we serve specialized stakeholders. So it's a special library, it's not a public library. This library serves basically the NGF secretariats and the governors. So basically, collections of the 36 states are there, but that does not mean that it belongs to the public. It means it's a special collection that are confidential to use. We also have materials that are open access that people can easily just come carry out research. So if you want to actually visit the NGF library, carry out research, we have to know what your research is all about, if you're entitled to, access a particular document in the library. But the category is that the library is a special library, but it's open for tour. You can actually come there for a tour.
Okay. So can anyone just come to that library to consult the resources in that library? Anyone?
So yeah, you have to consult the materials in that library. You have to reach out to librarians on ground. Now, our library policy contains, there's policy on usage of the documents in the library. Because of how sensitive some of our documents are, currently in the library, we've got closed shelves that we store confidential documents that are totally, not open to the public to access. But materials on open shelf that people can easily even get online, like Accountant General's reports, those are public materials that are out there. We've got them. We work with development partners, both local and internationally. We have documents from Federal Ministry of Health. At the NGF Secretariat, we have unique desk. We have the Health desk. We have education desk. So we work with Education, Ministry of Education. We collaborate with them. We do a lot of things with them. So those materials are in there for people to actually come to access. But like I said, the ones that are very, very confidential, if you need to access them and we really need to know what you're doing with them, we can grant you access. If there are things that should be in the public, why not? We'll let you access them.
Okay, amazing. So very quick, let me just also take this quick question before I want to recognize some of our participants online. So now, because of this special, how are you able, what do you put into consideration knowing that, how are you able to meet the needs of these 36 state governors and possibly their representatives who may come there? Because I've seen you, let me show our viewers some of these photos. Maybe they would see. Okay, yes. So let me share some of these photos. How are you able to meet the needs of these great people, right? How?
Well, first and foremost, meeting their needs, they are quite easy because one, you have to know exactly what they want. Because of the uniqueness of the NGF library and because we know that the NGF Secretariat is a policy hub that caters for the 36 state governors, most of their document needs are policy documents. So what we do is that the library acts as a custodian of those resources. And we have key departments in the NGF Secretariat that, write reports, develop resources from scratch, write publications. We have the economics desk. The economics desk has done a lot of publications in the secretariat that caters for the needs, specific needs of these governors. We develop, they develop policy documents. So those documents that are tailored to answer specific, tackle specific information regarding some states and what they need to do. They are in the NGF library, and these documents are being developed by, my colleagues in the secretariat, and we store these materials for needs of the governors. We also have materials coming in from the federal government as well. At the NGF secretariat, a lot of people attend events. We do a lot of programs, peer learning events for governors, and materials comes out from there. So these are we know materials that governors need. And the NGF Secretariat also, we are in a collaboration with the National Library Association of United States. So basically, that is the Association of Governors in the US. So basically, they supply us materials, policy materials that help to guide the governors individually. And basically, we also do what's it called, the Nigerian Governors Forum induction. So at the induction, we give them these materials. We already know what they want. Talking about materials on how to run state affairs, ethics of governorship, governance, materials on, policies and politics, education, information management. We supply them with these materials. And in turn, they also give us materials that are specific to their states. We have newsletters coming in from states. With those newsletters, we're able to track what a governor is doing, regarding probably agriculture, education.
We will get back to those collections. I would like you to talk about the collections very soon. But from the way everything is going right now, I don't know if a non-librarian is watching this. I know that person would be learning something already. And for librarians that are watching, I believe there are lessons that librarians watching, even library students, that we will be learning right now. And that pushes me to my next question, but I'll just share my own thought first of all. There are a lot of people that actually assume that carrying out librarian duties is just a walk in the park. Like it's a simple thing. Anybody can be employed to stand in and be a librarian or work in a library. But I'm glad at what the NLA and the LROCN are doing. They frown at this, and they're trying to ensure that only certified librarians work in whether special library, public libraries, or all that, because our job is a professional job. So what I would like to ask now, with respect to the assignment and the task that you carry out there, in what ways, have your academic background, being a professional, in what ways have being a professional prepared you and has helped you to achieve these monumental milestones in your place of work? Is this something you could have done without gaining appropriate and professional knowledge? That's the question I would like to ask.
Not at all. I wouldn't have been able to achieve all what I've achieved without a proper education. And when I mean proper education, laying the foundations right. I started with a diploma in library science. That is the foundation for me. Starting a diploma helped me to, know that this is the path I want to follow, is my career path. And if I had stopped at diploma level, I wouldn't have gotten this far. And also moving from diploma to my BSc degree at the University of Nigeria in library science as well was also an avenue for me to be a certified librarian. Now, when I came out from, after I got my BSc, I didn't have the opportunity to practice librarianship. It was kind of difficult, but I served in Bowen University as a core member. So Bowen University is a private university. So my intention was to work there, but it didn't work out when I finished. But that aside, I got to Lagos. I was looking for libraries to work. It was difficult, but I did not stop there. I got other jobs in other organizations, but I knew my startup point, my starting point is still going to be working in a library. That was it for me. But what did I do? I've been able to, on my own, develop my personal growth, taking courses, online, free courses. I did that for some time until the opportunity came for me to actually work in NGF. Yes, so the NGF was my breaking point. But when I joined the NGF, I had not been certified as a librarian. When the year I joined the NGF was the year I got certified by the Librarian Registration Council of Nigeria. That is also very important. For you to be a professional as a librarian, you must be certified to practice librarianship. Librarianship libraries are not bookshop. There's a difference between a library and a bookshop. Librarians are professional. We're just like medical doctors. You must be certified to practice.
That's the point. That's the point I really wanted us to make.
Yes, you must be certified. You must get the educational background first. There are a lot of technicalities, a lot of technical things you need to know on librarianship, and I might really let you know that there's mathematics in librarianship. Those core numbers, those unique numbers that you give to books on the shelf, ability to locate the appropriate section that books need to be in, is technical. So you need to learn about the technicalities of librarianship. There's a lot to learn, and there are so many avenues to learn. At After getting my BSc, after getting certified by the National Librarian Registration Council of Nigeria, I did not stop there. I was attending conferences. I've attended a lot of conferences in Abuja, in what's it called, in Lagos. And then during COVID, I attended a lot of virtual conferences that was organized by the National Library Association. Yeah, I did a lot of online courses with them. Aside from that, when I came to the UK currently for my master's degree, one thing I know for sure that has helped me here to gain a lot of work experience while studying is volunteering. You need to volunteer. You volunteer in library. It's totally free when you volunteer. I volunteered at the National Library of Wales for 106 hours. And that
Wow.
106 hours, I knew what I learned because I worked at the back end of the library, which is the Apex Library in Wales. We know what a national library is all about. Having the opportunity to work with great minds and also learn about how they process rare collections, that was very, very good for me. I also a short contract job with the Shrewsbury and Town Library. I learned about health libraries. I learned about health collections. I learned about their classification scheme, which they use in classifying medical books. That was it for me as well. So you need to be a professional in this field. Someone that did not study library science has no business doing working in a library. You have to study library science to be in that space. Otherwise, you get lost. It's a professional job altogether. And then you don't stop there. You network with librarians. You join professional association. I've joined professional association. Even if in Nigeria, I'll really say I've not really done well with the National Library Association, which I've talked to the chairman. I'm going to repent on that when I get back. Yes.
Hallelujah.
Very active is very, very important. Yes, so you keep learning. There are things to learn. You network.
Yeah.
First, you must not practice without being certified. Please, any librarian that has not been certified, go and get your certification. Go get certified. Keep learning. Network. There are free courses online. Just keep learning. There's a lot to learn, and also visit libraries. Visiting libraries are very, very important.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So there's one final question I'm going to ask you with respect to the in this area. I've been asking some particular set of questions deliberately as regards our profession, but the last question is about feedback. Because, for example, let me show. I think there was a clip I showed of you and the vice president, the former vice president, and so yeah, this particular photograph. So, and can you give us a clue on the sort of feedback that you have received from users of your library so far? The category of people that use your library. What type of feedback have you received so far from the transformation that has happened? I'm asking these questions specifically because of this. Can you see this on the screen? I see that I got this from your LinkedIn profile. I noticed this is not the first time you are being recognized or having the opportunity to share your experience in setting up the NGF library. You've also shared this. I believe this is the United Kingdom, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So please, can you give us an idea on what the feedback has been so far and how it has actually motivated you to keep being innovative?
Oh, the feedback has been it has been wonderful. I will not lie. I've not gotten a negative feedback since I've been able to transform the NGF library, started it from scratch. I've not gotten a negative feedback. I, for one, am someone that even if I've gotten a negative feedback, I'll take it with my full chest and I'll definitely work on ways to improve on it. But the truth of the matter is that That very day that the former vice president, Professor Yemi Osibanjo, walked into the library with, a lot of governors, past chairmen, it was, I don't know, the feeling it was a good feeling. There and then the feedback was good, was a very good feedback. I don't want to mention a governor that stayed behind, but a particular governor stayed behind after they had taught, and he was asking series of questions about the space, because that transformation project was a new one. A lot of the governors had not seen it before that day that the secretariat was open. So it was a chain of surprise for them. They were so amazed. You could see from one of the pictures, you could see the governor of Lagos State, checking his own website on the e-library, because we had linked all the state governors' website to the e-library for easy connection and navigation to those sites when we need materials and resources. So it was very, very, the feedback has been good. I remember getting a feedback from an external user of that library. So I had registered an external user in the library, while then we've never even moved to the new library. And one day I got an email. The email was just amazing. When I saw that email, it was like, you've done so well. This repository has helped me a lot. It has helped to getting answers to some research questions. I've never met this person. Till date, I haven't met the person yet. He keeps sending feedbacks. I've gotten feedbacks from colleagues at the Nigerian Governors Forum Secretariat. Yes, exactly. My colleagues at the Nigerian Governors Forum Secretariat, they are the first point of people that have given me good feedback. So because they are the first point of users, and I also take a lot of considerations from them. I remember when I started sharing notification on new arrivals in the library. The process I was using to share those new arrival, there are some colleagues that told me that if I could do it this way. So that's what I'm saying, that both negative feedback, positive feedback, you take it and you improve on it. So I got 2 or 3 feedback from my colleagues on how to structure my new arrivals, and I was able to improve on it, and it has gone very well. So yeah, feedback has been wonderful from state governors. They've been using the library as a reference point to improve on their libraries in their various states. Yes, so the feedback has been wonderful. We've been given insights on library development and all that. So it's been great. It's been good.
All right. So thank you so much. So please, pardon me. I would like to. There are a lot of persons here who have dropped comments. If we can just take a little moment to just give them a shout out and let's hear what they are saying. The chairman of the Nigerian Library Association IT section is currently here, and he says, I am happy to be here. That's Mr. Patrick right now on the screen. And then we see Mrs. Naomi, who says librarianship is not just a profession, it's a lifestyle for Mrs. Naomi. What beautiful comment. And then we also see Oti saying, well done, Naomi. We are proud of you and your achievements at the NGFs. And Victoria, our co-moderator here, says, welcome. And everyone here is celebrating you. I just want you to know that we have Timothy, who is also congratulating you here. And then we have Vera, who's saying, I think this must be your sister.
Yes, my sister.
She's appreciating everyone for being here. Also, we have Tiffany, who says she's proud of you. And then particularly, Patrick says that he's thrilled with the idea of concept notes and transformation to 3D before implementation. So if this is a major takeaway that we as librarians must consider when building libraries, then I think it's a really good one. It's a really good conversation we've had. There's need for us to, before we start implementing any technology, any idea, building a library from scratch, have a concept note. Take that concept note, visualize it, use a 3D, use 1D or 2D if possible, if you cannot get a 3D, and then before you implement, right? I think that's what Mr. Patrick is also trying to emphasize. Thank you, Dr. Ifeyinwa, for being here. Thank you, Victor, for also being here. Somebody here, Yusuf, is saying, I've learned a lot from this interview. Meanwhile, the interview has not started. We have about 3 more questions to go. And Patrick says, take home lessons for me. It's about what you meet on ground, but it is not about what you meet on ground, but what you are able to do with what you have met. Oh my goodness, what a
Yeah,
comment.
that's a good one.
I strongly agree. Now, Victor is asking a question. Budgeting for this reform is a lot of funding. How did you convince the management to go for all these things that you have done? Let's quickly take that question, man.
Yes, budgeting is really, really challenging, to be frank. And at this point, I would say I give kudos to the former DG of the Nigerian Governors Forum Secretariat. It's done very well. When I started in 2018, I'm talking about Mr. Shishan Alkaru. He's just the past DJ of the Nigerian. He's just retired, not quite long. His passion for libraries is second to none. I don't even know where to start from. So yeah, because he's saying that libraries are very, very important in organization. Whenever I write things that has to do with the library, he had really supported. He supported a lot. But the truth of the matter is that before that budget has to come out, as a librarian, you need to prove yourself. What is this money meant for?
Exactly.
How are you going to utilize this fund? Okay, now you are making requests for acquisition of resources. Are these resources relevant to the organization? So how I'm able to convince management with budgeting as related to the library, I do a lot of homework first before writing requests to management that this is what I need for the library. I need to write justification as to why this money must be allocated to the library for specific initiatives or projects. And it has really helped a lot, basically. So if I'm able to put that together, present it in a way that we know that, yes, this is definitely going to come up where it works. And that has been it for me.
Wow, amazing. Thank you so much for giving the very best answer to that question. I won't be adding any comments. Ibrahim is here from Castina, watching from Castina, all the way from Castina. And Yusuf also is saying, Mr. Sylvester, thank you for this interview. I personally have learned from Mrs. Naomi. I'm saying all this so that you know how much value that you are communicating, ma. This is not just to celebrate you, but this is intended. It's intended to help librarians out there to see what happens elsewhere, and then let's improve in our own various libraries. Angel, thank you for being here. Ifeinwa, thank you for being here. And then lastly, we say, I did MSc Biotech. Naomi was the one who encouraged me to volunteer at NLW. Beautiful. This must be your colleague over there at the UK. And
yes, yeah.
We have Hilda says, well done, my dear sister, live from Delta State. So having said that, Ma, we are going into another part of this interview where I'm going to ask you about the implementation of technology in your library. I notice you currently use the ILMS system you use at the NGF library was Koha ILMS. Maybe I should pull that on the screen. Is that what's on the screen right now?
Yes, that's Koha, yes.
Yes. So Koha is an ILMS that's used for automating library process. And then we also have DSpace. These two technology are used to enhance your service delivery in your library. How did the implementation of this technology transform your library's operations? Like how has it impacted on your library services and operations, this technology?
Yeah, for both technologies that we deployed, for Koha, we deployed Koha specifically for the e-library, and then DSpace for the digital repository. Both technologies that we deployed has really impacted, on our services at the Nigerian Governors Forum Library. One, specifically on easy accessibility of materials. And we've also used it for acquisition and circulation processes in the library. It has helped us to streamline materials that need to, cataloging, classification. Both software have been really, really helpful. When we deployed the one for the e-library, which is Koha, it was a little bit challenging at first because we had to deploy to physical server until we had to move over to cloud. But yes, these technologies have been so wonderful. They are open source. We're able to customize it specifically to the NGF resources and what we need to use it for. So basically, it has impacted the library. It has made working in the library very easy. When we get physical resources, physical books, we receive books, we purchase books, we go for book launch. Those books are immediately cataloged and classified in the e-library, which is COA. So with COA, we've been able to catalog, classify, share links for people to easily access bibliographic details of material. So it's easy for easy accessibility, sharing of resources. Instead of people walking down to the library, walking down to the shelf, you can easily just share that, okay, this is a new book that has come in, give a review of the book, what the book is all about. It pulls people in to want to borrow the book, to want to know what the book is all about. Core has been able to do that for us. And then as for the DSpace, DSpace is also an open source software that we deployed as well. And we use it for our digital repository. Now, DSpace has been able to enable us upload, scan and upload documents, digitize documents. We can scan document as voluminous as 1,000 pages and upload it to the repository. And people can download those documents in PDF, in OCR, and they just access it from their phones. The NGF, we usually have a monthly newsletter that showcases most of the activities that we do at the Secretariat, at the Nigerian Governors Forum Secretariat, and what states are doing at the state level. So the newsletter, we've been able to, initially, what we just have on ground before we deployed was having hard copies of newsletters, a lot of them, and people are not even able to access. They don't even know if we have such events going on. But with DSpace, we've been able to digitize our newsletters and share. All we need to share with you is a link. When we upload the monthly newsletter, we share a link with you and you're able to access it from any part of the world. I'm in the UK. I currently access DSpace. I'm currently accessing our resources. I'm currently accessing the e-library. My teammates over there, they are cataloging books and I can see what they're cataloging. I can see materials that are recently added to the e-library collection. It makes everything.
My goodness.
It has streamlined, the two software has streamlined the work of librarians, and libraries should embrace library technologies in library.
Sorry, please. You are busting my head. So I'm tempted to interrupt you and say and remind you, are you aware that there some, I don't know. Okay, let me just go straight to my question because I'm concerned about the state of automation in Nigeria, for example, because some libraries, many of us librarians, we seem to be resistant to introduction of technology in library. And from everything you are saying right now, it sounds so interesting, so beautiful to know how access to information is seamless. But then we still have many who are resistant, who feel that the introduction of technology helps to eradicate the principles of the core of librarianship. So I don't know. That's one concern I have. And another concern I have is the sustainability of these technologies. Many libraries in Nigeria today, they implement Koha DSpace, but then it only lasts, let's say, 1 or 2 years, right? What do you think should be the way forward based on these comments I've made, especially on what librarians must begin to do regards the automation of library processes and services in Nigeria?
First and foremost, librarians we need to embrace technologies and change. And the truth of the matter is that technologies are still coming. They've not stopped. We're already in the era of artificial intelligence. Two colleagues of mine recently went for a conference in London, that's specifically the library manager at the Shrewsbury Library and the site librarian at the Telford Library. And at that conference, they shared a screenshot of a presentation that was done by CILIP, Chartered Institute of Library Professionals here in the UK. That screenshot was the future of health libraries. Now, in that screenshot, we can see an artificial intelligence, a robotic image, and we can see a library user walking up to that robotic image. What it shows is that is a robot in the library rendering library services. But still, it doesn't mean that librarian is not on ground. Technologies cannot steal librarians' job. The truth of the matter is that we need to integrate technology into our services to make this job seamless for us. So and then talking about sustainability, sustaining core displays, any technology you deployed, it has to do with technical know-how. You have to have in-house personnel that knows about how to manage library software and library technologies. You have to, as a librarian, you have to work closely with your ICT department. If any of my colleague at the secretariat from the ICT department is online now, they can attest to the fact that I do not let them rest regarding anything that has to do with, a little glitch in technology in the library. I will call them immediately. We have to fix it. Fix this. We don't know what is going on. There was a particular day I tried logging into the digital repository from here and I noticed that it was down. Immediately, I called. So sustaining it is that we need to regularly upgrade. Core, for example, every 6 months we have newer versions of Core coming out. That's one thing I love about Core. The community is strong. As soon as we deployed Core, what did I do? I joined Core community. Exactly. So I subscribe to their community. They regularly send me updates on various aspects of the component, the models in Core. So if they've upgraded something, let's say in acquisition, if they've upgraded something in circulation in Core, I'm aware. And I say, okay, I have someone on ground. Also, one of my team members at the library there studied information technology. He knows a lot about technologies. Uzo is his name. Uzo Joseph is currently online. Uzo, if the one he does not know, he didn't make a research about it. Uzo comfortably can deploy Core.
Wow.
It can automate as
Uzo, if you are here, if you are here and you're hearing me, I'd like to connect with you after now.
So that is it. You have to have great mind, great team working around you, and you don't work in silo. You have to work as a team. Like I told you, sustainability at the NGF library has been centered around working closely with my ICT team and working with my team to ensure that if there's any glitch, we're able to fix it. So, and also it applies to other libraries. Most libraries that have deployed Core, deployed this space, the only advice I will give to librarians is that let's keep learning. Let's keep learning about what has changed in the technology. What do we need to improve on? Do we need to move from this version of Core to the newer version? And now another thing is that do not rush to upgrade to the new version as it comes out. Allow that version to be very, very stable first. When it's stable, you can migrate. Now, take note that for Core, the newer versions that comes out, it's just little changes. Like I told you, they upgrade every 6 months. It might be just a little change that has to do with circulation process. Recently, at the Shrewsbury and Net Library, they upgraded. When they were about to upgrade, they notified all the libraries using Core. They deployed Core, libraries in Midland, NHS to be precise. NHS library deployed Core, I think about 2 years ago. So it's still kind of new, they still upgrade every now and then, but they notify, they upgrade. And whenever they upgrade to the latest version, everything works well. So yes, joining Core community, community of the software, research about it, you will be able to sustain whatever you've deployed. The same thing applies to this. Those two softwares are totally open source, and you can customize to suit your organization. So yeah.
Wow, thank you so much. So we're going to be taking a break shortly, and when we return from that break, we'll take just 1 or 2 questions, and then we have a surprise guest that's here to declare and make the announcement that Madam Naomi Ubogu is the Librarian of the Month. So we're going to be officially recognizing her as Librarian of the Month for this July. And the certificate will be presented by our surprise guest, who is almost ready to be here. But before that, in line with the automation talks, Ma, I'm thinking of even dragging you and appealing to drag you to another responsibility after now. We are having a library automation masterclass next week, and the goal is to raise 50 emerging masters of automation and innovation in libraries. So I'm just going to take that message quickly.
One piece of advice my father always told me the greatest investment you can make is in yourself. Turns out, he was right. You know, you talk about in your seminars how you had $30,000 invested in your business and you took that, what was maybe supposed to go into the business, but you put it into yourself, into your education.
I went and wrote a business plan, put a business plan together, and took.
With state-of-the-art technological solutions, eMediba Limited, a mass digitization solution provider, trusted by leading institutions across Africa and beyond, is transforming the way organizations now handle their projects.
Digitizing your library's materials has never been easier. Say goodbye to the frustrations of using inefficient equipment and reach out to a new partner in digitization. Visit eMediba Limited website or speak with an agent today through the contact information displayed on your screen.
All right. So thank you very much, Ma, and welcome back. Thank you for the time you spent here with us. If Victoria is here, I want us to prepare to bring up our surprise guest while I take the last set of questions. So very quickly, Ma, how do you envision what's going on right now and with your exposure at the UK? There's this particular photograph I said I was going to ask you about. I see you on your LinkedIn profile, you're always taking pictures in different libraries. I'm not sure what that means. You go to different libraries. I saw that on your social media platform, and you take pictures. I'm not sure what that means, but I see you as someone who has gotten so open to being exposed to the current trends in librarianship. So how do you envision the future of librarianship, particularly in Nigeria, in light of the recent technological advancements?
The future of Nigeria, I can see that is very, very bright, I must say. Within the space of a year or two, libraries are really going to transform in Nigeria. I want to use Nigeria. In Africa, in Nigeria, libraries are really going to transform. Because what I've seen over here are things that I feel that other librarians that have traveled have seen as well. I'm not the only one that have traveled out of the shores of Nigeria. Other librarians have traveled and they've seen. And the kind of librarians we have currently in Nigeria are librarians that are willing to replicate whatever they've seen. So the future of Nigeria is very, very bright. We're in the digital age. We are seeing things online. Like for me, sharing those pictures are very, very intentional. I love sharing knowledge. I don't love keeping knowledge. Touring those libraries are intentional. And whenever I walk into a library space, it's an avenue for me to learn. Is either I'm learning about the collection, I'm learning about the technologies they've deployed, is either I'm networking with the librarian on ground, is either I'm looking at the uniqueness of their shelf arrangement or the kind of furnishing they've used, or is either I'm learning about their self-checkout machine, how that works. For every library that I've taught, I have registered as a member in that library. Wow. I've got their library card. I'm a library user. I've got some library membership that expires in 2026. Wow. As far back as, and I can renew when they've expired. And these libraries are automated library. It means that I can access their collection from wherever part of the world I'm from. I can access the library from Nigeria. I can access the library currently from where I'm sitting because it's automated. So, and if I put these pictures out there, a librarian might say, most of the time I view my analytics of people that have viewed my posts, and I can see most of them are librarians, and it encourages me.
Yes.
So I see that most of them are librarians, and I actually also view my analytics. I pin it down to location. Some of them are in Abuja.
Yes.
So it means that I can connect with those librarians in future. It might be tomorrow I can connect with them. If these librarians reach out to me, send me a DM, I'm here to help. I'm here to assist.
Wow.
So yes, the future of libraries in Nigeria, future of libraries in Africa is very, very bright. We are going places. That's what I would just say. Libraries are going to transform within the space of a year, 2. Librarians are going to collaborate. They are going to network with one another. We are going to reshape the future of libraries in Africa and Nigeria. And yeah, we're getting there. It's going to take
Yeah.
one step at a time, but we're definitely going to get there. Thank you.
Yeah. So this is the first time I'm having a conversation with you, and this particular picture I'm sharing, it just shows, for me, I saw passion. I saw someone who is so committed, who loves the job, who is not just a professional but passionate about what she does. And from the way you have spoken today, I believe that you have inspired a lot of persons, Ma. So I want to say thank you. We are drawing the curtains right now. I don't know, what advice would you give to younger librarians, those who may want to pick up an admission form in librarianship, or those who just gained a job as a librarian, or even those who have several years of experience in the job but are losing passion for the job? How can they be as excited as you are right now in this photo about the job? What advice do you have for them as we round up?
Yeah, one of the advice I'll start with, passion. You have to continue having passion. Just have passion for librarianship. It should be something you love. If you have the passion for librarianship, I tell you, you will go places. And then embrace lifelong learning. We have to keep learning. You just have to keep learning. Learning never stops. And when I mean embrace lifelong learning, it might be staying current on current trends, what is going on. Read articles. There are free articles online. There are free materials online on librarianship. I, for one, I've written a lot of reports. I've designed library policies and procedure. I have a step-by-step guide that I've developed on how to access materials on e-library, digital library. Keep learning. There are materials to learn from. Then secondly, thirdly, develop strong professional skills. When I mean develop strong professional skills, I mean reach out to people that you feel they are doing well and you can learn one or two things from. Even if you are too shy to reach out to them, drop a message for them. Definitely they will respond. You can also pitch your things in their timeline whenever they drop one or two hints on what they are doing. Like most of the pictures that were used on this interview today, I think they extracted from my LinkedIn because I share a lot of information there. So I pitch down on other people's timeline, and I get information from there. So you just have to keep learning, and you have to develop strong professional skills, build professional network, try as much as possible to attend conferences and network with librarians. Don't go to a conference and just stay at one corner. No, don't do that. So I, for one, when I go to conference, I network, I take people's contacts, exchange contacts with them, have a conversation over tea, and just get ideas that you can replicate in your library. Back home in Nigeria, I've had librarians that have visited the Nigerian Governors Forum Library. The librarian from BPP visited the library. We did like a 2-day kind of like learning on the job tour, and a lot of things she took home to her library. When I visited her library, I saw that she had replicated a lot of things, and I was very, very happy. So try as much as possible to network, visit other libraries, browse through their shelf, and engage with community, know what they are doing, and also try as much as possible to get a mentor. Having a mentor is very, very important. Please
Very important.
do not leave that aside. Now that I came for the UK for my master's, I got a mentor over here. I got a mentor that whenever I drop her an email, she responds immediately, and she has guided me on a lot of things that I need to do, and I've learned from her. So try as much as possible to get mentorship is very, very important. Then try as much as possible to volunteer. Like I always say, it's good to volunteer. Even if they are not paying, please volunteer, visit library. There's nothing. And then passion, please. I can't emphasize too much on that. Have passion for it, and every other thing will just fall into place.
Passion, lifelong learning, volunteerism, everything you've mentioned, they are very, very key and important. Thank you for sharing your wealth of knowledge. I would like to bring Victoria up right now. If Madam Ramatu is a member of our team, I hope she'll join us backstage here. And Madam Sade is unavoidably absent right now. We've reached out to her. I believe she's experiencing some network issues, and is the reason why she's unable to join us right now. She is the chairman of our evaluation committee, and we're excited to have her on board. She was supposed to introduce our surprise guest, but I'm going to have to be the one to do that honor. But first of all, Ma, I want to say thank you so much, Ma. Thank you for your time, and thank you for everything. So, who do we have here? We have someone that wants to come and help us. We just do not feel like help saying it alone. We needed some support to help us celebrate you. And here we have Madam Sarah Mike Damboyi, all the way from Abuja.
Oh, Sarah. Oh, God, Sarah.
Yes. Good evening, Madam Sarah. And how are you?
Oh, I totally
Good,
forgot to
good
mention that
evening,
when I
good
was
evening, Naomi.
talking. Good evening. Good to see you.
Good evening, Naomi. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. My network is terrible this evening. I've been struggling with it. In fact, I don't even know how I get through. I'm so excited with having you around because you have been one of the, I don't even know the word for you. I've been trying to get the word all throughout the day. Most libraries in Nigerians are bare like prisons. But I can tell you for free, if you visit Governor's Foreign Library, it's different.
Just in there,
Oh
yeah.
God, network. Because of this awesome lady, I don't even know how to quantify. You have not been there. You need to go there to see things for yourself. I'm really excited to have you on board, and I'm happy with what you're doing to the profession and how you are changing the dimension of our profession. I'm really proud of you. You know, most people think document library are supposed to be boring library, but you changed the status quo over there, and I'm proud of what you do. Congratulations, Ma. Congratulations. Well done. Well done. I'm happy for you. And congratulations for your master program. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
So thank you so
Um,
much. So I believe this is the point where we request you to help us declare her and present this certificate and plaque on our behalf. Over to you, Ma. I hope we haven't
okay.
lost.
Yeah. Hello. Can you hear me?
Loud and
Yes,
clear,
yes.
we can hear you.
Okay. Your exemplary achievements and exceptional contribution to the field of library science have garnered you widespread admiration. Congratulations, Ma. We are really proud of you for what you have done to this world, for bringing the Nigerian library to the world, to the facets of this world. We are happy with you. Congratulations, Ma. Sorry, I can't get you clearly. Sorry.
Thank
Okay,
you.
we're hearing you. Thank you so much.
Where are our viewers? Can we see your digital hands clapping, celebrating? Can you drop your congratulatory message for Madam Naomi Ubogu, please? Can you drop your comments in the comment section? Celebrate her. Help us in the Librarian Spotlight team to celebrate this wonderful librarian all the way from Abuja. Thank you so much, ma'am. Unfortunately, oh my, I think Victoria is here now, so that we can get an extra hand. Victoria, Victoria, please
Thank
open
you so
your
much.
mic. Okay, so thank you so much, ma'am. Here's to present the certificate of recognition, having been named Librarian of the Month, and is proudly awarded to Naomi Ubogu as Librarian of the Month for July 2024. Yes, so the comments are coming in now. William is clapping. Victoria says, massive congratulations, man. Joseph says, congratulations. Yusuf say, I will surely visit NGF Library. William says, congratulations. Everybody is appreciating you, ma. And we say, thank
Thank
you so
you.
much. Thank you, Madam Sarah, for everything. Thank you for the time we've all spent here. We'll be going off in the next 2 minutes or so. But before that, pardon me to just say a big thank you to all our sponsors, our supporters. Thank you to the Librarian Evaluation Committee, the Nigerian Library Association, Ramatu, Victoria, Eloho, who's responsible for our voiceovers, LeapTech, eMidiba, and everyone, librarians all across the world and Africa. Thank you. Thank you so much for the support you give to us. Please share this video, subscribe to this channel so that you can help our work grow, and so that you also learn and get inspired. Subscribe to this channel, and I think that's where I draw the curtain, and I'll hand over now to Madam Naomi as she accepts this honor, and then we'll draw the curtain. Over to you, Madam.
Thank you so much. I'm so honored. Thank you for recognizing me and for celebrating me today. Thank you for the certification that you've given to me today. God bless you. Thank you for the great work you do. I appreciate everyone that has taken out their time to join this live today. I believe we'll continue to share more insights on librarianship in Nigeria. Thank you so much for being here this evening. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Exactly. Thank you so much. And for those who may want to learn more from our outstanding librarian, you can find her on LinkedIn. All you just need to do is search Naomi Ubogu, and then you see her profile photo. You see her there as a librarian, Pioneer Librarian at NGF Library. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. This is the point where I usually love to play one of my favorite music. So it's time to party. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. I appreciate you.
Thank you, everyone. So, before let's just officially close the event. Yes, let me close. Sarah, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, so let's take my leave now.
Okay.
All right. All right. Bye.